Well, greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to Gravity Falls Uncoded, where today we're going to be taking a look at Gravity Falls Dreamscapers. And boy, this episode was chock full of information. So if you didn't see any of it, be prepared to see a lot of stuff. Let's just go ahead and jump right into it and get to the first clip that I found that was pretty important.
You think that combination's safe in your mind, Stanford? We'll see what my new minion has to say about that.
Now if you look here, I immediately see two things with this picture. One, the glasses have 3 exclamation points pointing towards them. Is it important? Is it some mysterious character that is like going to be like the main key in this whole mystery? We don't know yet, but it's obviously the glasses are important somehow. Also, on the right hand of the picture by Gideon's hand, there is the pyramid that is on the dollar bill, which is probably connected to Bill Cipher, but that's pretty obvious. Now let's go ahead and look at the next clip, where we see Gideon talking in some gibberish. Now obviously this is in reverse, so I went ahead and reversed it for you, so you can actually see what he's saying. It's not too important, but it's still pretty funny that the developers did this.
Backwards message. Oh, Gravity Falls, it is good to be back. Name's Bill Cipher.
Wow, here we are. We finally get to meet probably the main villain of Gravity Falls, Bill Cipher. Now Bill Cipher probably is referring to the cipher on the dollar bill, which if you don't know what it is, just go look up the cipher on the dollar bill. It pretty much talks about the Freemasons and the all-seeing eye and the theories that go around it. And speaking of eyes, did anyone else notice those eyes on the back of the tree? Is that how Bill sees things that are going on in Gravity Falls? Don't know. Pretty mysterious though.
And I take it you're some kind of living ventriloquist dummy? I'm just kidding, I know who you are, Gideon. What are you? How do you know my name? Oh, I know lots of things.
Lots of things.
Well, apparently Bill knows a lot of things, and some of those things are really, really cool. And some of them are just kind of out there, just probably put in there just to get people to look at them. I don't know, just random pictures. So let's go ahead and get started and go frame by frame and look at these pictures. First, we have some painting of President Reagan or JFK, some UFOs, some random like door, probably from like a temple. We have Dipper's book with a monocle on it, the US space landing on the moon, the cipher found in the theme song, a skull, Stonehenge for some random reason, the pyramids of Giza, and this one is probably really important. This one is Stan going into his secret room behind the vending machine. Now, don't really know if this is going to be important or not, but it's in there. Next, we also have the big shadowy guy that I talked about in the first episode in the main theme song. And this is the first time we've actually seen this guy in an episode, so no idea how, I don't know, we still don't know what this guy is, but apparently he's going to be important later on if they've actually started to include him in an episode. Then we have the cipher again, a crop circle. I honestly can't tell what this is. It looks maybe like a car. Then we have the founder of Gravity Falls, a postcard, some clocks. I can't tell what this one is either. It looks kind of like a hand, but I can't really tell because his eyeball's in the way. And it looks like we have a prison tower, and then after that it just loops back to the UFOs and the door. And once again, not too sure what the door really is or why the UFOs are in there. I mean, we've seen the UFOs in the main theme when it has all the pictures, So don't know if those are going to be important later or not. And then the door, same thing. I really don't know what that's in there. Same thing with like Stonehenge and the Pyramids of Giza. They're probably just pictures they're put in there just so they can fill up the time. So let's go ahead and watch the next clip where we have Gideon yelling to Bill about Stan.
Listen to me, demon! I have a job for you! I need you to enter the mind of Stanford Pines and steal the code to his safe!
Wait! Stan Pines. You know what, kid? You've convinced me. I'm sold!
Alright, so if you didn't notice anything here, you should have. What we have here is we have Bill Cipher thinking about why he should help Gideon get back at Stan. And he looks like he's going through his memory and he sees like this random picture of Stan like being angry. Stan is probably attacking Bill, trying to stop him from something. This I don't know, but it looks like Stan is really angry, trying to grab someone or stop them. And then in the next picture we actually see probably Stan's tattoo. And it's kind of hard to tell exactly because his eyeball's in the way and his tie, but it kind of looks more like a compass. I've always thought it looked like a compass, but you know, there's an arrow, a dot, some squiggly lines, a circle. I mean, we can't really actually see the tattoo, but obviously it's important because Bill Cipher looks like really surprised when he sees it, and it probably means that it's really important to him.
I'll help you with this, and in return you can help me with something I've been working on. We'll work out the details later.
Deal!
Alright, so it looks like Bill and Gideon have signed a death contract pretty much. This, from what I can see, is probably how Gideon fits in with the rest of Bill's little like 10 symbol circular thing that's on the intro. That's probably the only way that he is going to be in like the 10 symbol mystery thing where they have the 10 people try and solve something, because that's really the only way Gideon would probably work with any of the other people that are in those symbols, because Gideon hates all of them pretty much. So the only way he would work with them is probably if his life is on the line.
Beware Bill, the most powerful and dangerous creature I've ever encountered.
Alright, so we see Dipper's book here, and apparently Bill is the most powerful creature in the world, and we should not summon him at all costs. Also, this looks like it was written either in red ink or blood. There's also blood splatters all over the place, or ink splatters is probably what Disney would prefer to tell you. But anyway, the blood splatters probably means the person who wrote this was attacked by Bill, or attacked by someone that he was attacked. That's all we know. Probably by Bill Cipher, that we don't know that yet.
Oh, wow!
Oh, what the?
There's nothing really special about this clip, aside the fact that the random words on above the door of Mystery Shack say Mystery Shack if you use the cipher to figure it out. That was just more of a little Easter egg that I thought I'd throw in there.
What?
Ah, Stan's family, we meet at last. Question mark, shooting star, pine tree. I had a hunch I might bump into you.
Aha! It seems like I was right in the fact that the 10 symbols are in fact 10 separate people. Dipper being the pine tree, Mabel being the shooting star, and Zeus being the question mark like I stated in my first video. This being said, obviously all the other characters are one of the symbols too. Some of the symbols we don't really exactly know who they are yet. I'll talk about that later in the episode.
If only people knew the truth, that hidden behind this vending machine, I secretly have
Boring.
Ah, Zeus had to shut the door. Now, with this clip, I kind of see two things. Either Zeus was being an idiot, or he actually didn't want anybody to see that. And I think that because of two main things in this episode, which I'll talk about later.
It's 1344. Ah, no, wait, no!
Alright, so this is the second time in this episode that the code hasn't been finished. Is there something like really important about this code? Because it hasn't been finished twice. So I'm assuming that this code is going to be really important. Maybe it's the code to get into Stan's secret lair. I don't know, but obviously the code's important if it's too important to finish. Okay, we have some strange symbols going on here. Now, I'm not really going to decipher these symbols, as I am not a genius in, like, symbols and hieroglyphics. So if anyone does know what these symbols mean, please feel free to leave them in the comments, because I have no idea what they mean. Obviously, they're probably important.
You know, I'm impressed with you guys. You're a lot more clever than you look. Especially the fat one.
Alright, so we have Bill saying that Zeus is smarter than he looks. And this is the second time in the series that someone has said that. The first time it was by Bill, and the second time it was by Bill. So, and Bill's the smartest person probably ever, so he knows that Zeus is actually smart. I figured this out from the Gravity Falls game, Rumble's Revenge, which there are 12 codes which are given out by some mysterious figure. The first code, it says, "I bet you're wondering who I am." Second code is, "I don't give up answers easily." Third code, "I know things. Fascinating things." Fourth code, "Your reality is a game to me, and I like games." Fifth code, "Mischief is my middle name, but not my first." Sixth code, "There are 6 hints I will give you." 1. There's a secret society in Gravity Falls. 2. The handyman knows more than he thinks. 3. Gideon has been searching for something. 4. What goes up is sure to come down. 5. Dipper is playing with fire. And 6. I will return to Gravity Falls. And if you put the capital letters that are took from each of those separate codes, it gives out "My name is Bill," which is obviously Bill Cipher. So Bill gave out all this information, which is pretty much, there's not a lot in the first few, but it's just, the first few are just basically pointing out to who it is, which is Bill Cipher. With the actual hints, there's a secret society in Gravity Falls. That I have no idea about. Probably it has to do something with Stan in the secret lair. That's pretty much all we have to go on at that point, because we haven't actually seen anything in the actual episodes about that. But 2, we have the handyman knows more than he thinks, which means Zeus is either smarter than he thinks, or he knows a lot more secrets, and he's not sharing them with Mabel and Dipper. Which has me believe that when Zeus closed the door, when Stan was talking about his secret lair, that Zeus didn't want anyone else to know about that lair, because he actually knows what's going on in that lair, and he doesn't want Mabel and Dipper finding out about it. And then Gideon has been searching for something. Obviously, he's been searching for the secret lair in Stan's shack. And then 4, what goes up is sure to come down. I'm guessing it has to do with Gideon and Dipper fighting. I'm not really sure about that. And then Dipper's playing with fire. Obviously, this is Dipper messing with the stuff in the book. He's messing with a lot of things he probably shouldn't be messing with. And then 6, I'll be returning to Gravity Falls. This is obviously a hint at this episode, Dreamscapers, where Bill actually returns to Gravity Falls.
A darkness approaches. A day will come in the future when everything you care about will change.
Okay, so apparently everything we care about is going to change. It has to do with the 6-fingered hand that we see on Dipper and Gideon's book. So obviously, we're probably going to see the author come out sometime, and he's probably going to do something that will change the lives of Gravity Falls forever. And on a side note, I actually saw a comment the other day that I found pretty interesting that I never actually thought of myself. That could be a strong possibility. The 6 fingers could be that there's 6 books. We know there's 1, 2, and most likely 3. But are there 4, 5, and 6? That's a good question. But I mean, that's probably a good theory. I don't know myself. I just thought it was an interesting point.
Will change. Until then, I'll be watching you. I'll be watching you.
Alright, and here we actually see we see the Cipher for the first time in an episode. So pretty much the Cipher is the exact same thing, except Stan's hat it has a little circle inside now. For whatever reason they changed it for. But pretty much I'm still going on with the same stuff. Dipper is obviously the pine tree, Stan's obviously that little Pac-Man thing, Windy is most likely the ice, Zeus is the question mark. The sunglasses or the glasses, that one is still a little bit tricky, but I mean the only person that actually wears glasses or sunglasses are Stan and Sheriff Bulbs, and if Stan's already on there, it has to be Sheriff Bulb's sunglasses. Other than that, I would have no other idea unless they introduced a new character. And then the Broken Heart is Robbie. Shooting Star was revealed to be Mabel. The llama, that one could literally be anybody because we haven't seen anything about that. I'm still gonna hold that's gonna be like Manly Dan or something, just because of the second episode when Larry King said it had to do with someone being strong and like powerful. So the most strong and powerful person in Gravity Falls is Manly Dan. That's really all I can gather about the llama. Unless it is like Larry King's head, which I kind of doubt. And then the six-fingered hand is most likely whoever wrote the book. Or that's pretty much the only explanation it could be at this point. And then the stars, obviously Gideon, which, as we've seen, Bill has probably like sucked Gideon into his little plan along with everyone else. So he's probably gonna have to work with them and whatever Bill Cipher makes them all do.
But we defeated Bill.
Bill failed me, so I switched to Plan B, dynamite.
What? Bill? Who? What are you guys talking about?
Alright, here we see Stan looking a bit worried when Gideon mentions Bill Cipher to him. Obviously Stan knows who Bill is, because if he didn't, he wouldn't be asking the question in such a fashion to where he looks nervous about it. He looks really worried when Gideon tells him about Cipher. And obviously Stan, being around Gravity Falls so long and having the secret lair, probably knows who Bill is, and he probably doesn't want to be around or mess with whatever Bill Cipher has planned. And then a last thing is just in the episodes, and just as usual, it just has the code. Pretty much all it says is to be continued. It's nothing special, just I've noticed that these are usually like nothing really special, but it's just kind of a thing that the developers put in just for fun. Alright, so that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching. I know that was a lot of information for me to look up, so I hope you guys enjoyed that, and be sure to subscribe and tune in for any other episodes that I might possibly put out. And be sure to subscribe to my main channel, Shadowgun29, where I will be uploading gaming content pretty much every day. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to tune in next time. Goodbye.